This society is doomed. Survey: young people embrace cancel culture to advance social justice even when they are the victims. According to the report, by a 48 to 27 margin, respondents under 30 agreed that my fear of losing my job or reputation due to something I said or posted online is a justified price to pay to protect historically disadvantaged groups. Guys, please, let natural selection do its job. Let these morons eat each other alive and don't help them. Force them to save themselves. If you keep bailing them out, they will keep making the same mistake. Democrats are fond of making fun of Republicans every time the subject of cancel culture comes up in debate, which is often, "There's no such thing as cancel culture," Democrats claim, knowing full well and good that for them, the chances of being canceled for holding viewpoints deemed unacceptable or politically incorrect by social media outrage mobs and our supposed intellectual betters in the mainstream media are slim to none. Which is one of the reasons why I say, just when the woke are eating their own, laugh at it, encourage it. If you can think of a way to get the woke to eat their own, do it. Encourage this. The more the woke eat their own, the less they're focused on you. One of the best ways of fighting them is to remove yourself from their field of view, like basically out of sight, out of mind. Block them, mute them, and when they look out for someone to cancel and all they see is other woke people, they will start canceling each other. Let them take care of each other while we just laugh. But cancel culture is a very real thing, as legal insurrection is documented extensively. It has negatively impacted all facets of life: the workplace, academia, social media, sports, medicine, politics, science, entertainment, you name it. Any person, place, thing, or idea that offends social justice warriors and their allies in the press is subject to getting canceled at a moment's notice. Which is why it's so important to throw your support behind everyone who stands up to this shit. Support those who don't give in, who don't bend the knee. And while anti-cancel culture culturalists on the right and those who've had a wake-up call on the left have been putting up a good fight against the weaponized use of this tactic, a comprehensive new report suggests they still have a long way to go when it comes to changing attitudes, especially among younger generations. Let them cancel each other. That's literally the only way they're ever going to learn. It's the same thing with censorship. The only way you can take someone who supports censorship and convince them that censorship is bad and get them to support freedom, the only way is to censor them. Censor something they like. Censor something they value. And all of a sudden, they don't support censorship anymore. Now, a new report compiled by the Manhattan Institute's Eric Kaufman indicates a stark generational divide on the opinions of cancel culture. While older generations largely oppose it, those under 30 are not only fearful of it, but also believe the threat of it is a justified price to pay to protect historically disadvantaged groups. Let them have it. Like, dude, I am actually so thankful that most people in my generation are this damn stupid, because I rarely had trouble, like, for example, finding a job, because my competition are these brainlets. It's actually pretty good for the few smart people. Another front in the culture war is censorship of speech, usually justified on grounds that such speech will inflict psychological harm on minorities and that power should be redistributed to marginalized groups. Activists pushing for such censorship organize online flash mobs and pressure campaigns wielding accusations of racism, homophobia, or transphobia to ruin a person's reputation and have them fired from their position. Which is why it's so important that when we build our new industries, we never hire these people, never let them get a foothold in, never put these lunatics in a position of power over you, never. If it's only us in a company, we don't have to worry about cancel culture. They can scream all they want. We're just going to shut the door in their face. The problem is especially acute in higher indoctrination. The number of academics targeted for cancellation has exploded in recent years. Good. Fuck them. Guess whose fault this is? Who is it that indoctrinated this generation with this bullshit? It was academia. The academics are the ones that created this monster, and now that they're being eaten by it, I'm just going to laugh. This is your fucking fault. It's fitting that you guys be the first casualty. You get what you deserve. Young people are especially afraid of cancel culture. 45% of employees under 30 worry about losing their jobs because someone misunderstands something you have said or done, takes it out of context, or posts something from your past online. Just 29% of those over 55 have the same worry. Probably because they didn't use the internet. That's why. I mean, shit, if you're 30, you probably said something stupid on the internet 15 years ago when you were 15 years old. If you're 55, the internet wasn't around when you were 15 years old. So, of course, you don't have that worry. It makes sense. This fear, however, doesn't appear to lead young people to oppose cancel culture. Most millennials, a member of Gen Z, are not cultural liberals, too scared to say what they truly believe. Instead, many privileged privilege cultural equality over freedom by a margin of 48 to 27. Respondents under 30 agree my fear of losing my job or reputation due to something I said or posted online is a justified price to pay to protect their historically disadvantaged groups. Those over 50, by contrast, disagree by a 51 to 17 margin. Younger age brackets are both more fearful of cancel culture and more supportive of it than older age groups. They will get what they deserve. Every last one of them are going to be canceled. And when they come asking you for help, again, don't give it to them. Do not help them at all when they get canceled. They have to suffer a little bit for the first time in their lives. They have to dig themselves out. Now, if they can successfully dig themselves out and they learned their lesson, maybe then you can work together. But never help them when they're on the receiving end of what they've been doing to other people. They have to get themselves out of that, or else they're never going to learn. So Kaufman posted this on Twitter. A new Cold War will pit cultural liberalism against cultural socialism, with the latter has the edge among younger generations. My latest City Journal, based on my New Manhattan Institution report. Oh, so that's a funny thing. Usually, whenever people got married and had kids and started a family, they'd that usually cures them of their socialism. But guess what's not happening? Yeah, and they're also not buying houses either. So these younger generations have nothing to correct their attitudes. Kaufman also noted that from a political standpoint, opposition to cancel culture was an issue that Republicans prioritized, but also largely united them and independents, which he said created a political opportunity for Republicans and substantial risk Democrats must manage. So these issues divide Democrats and largely unite Republicans and independents. They create political opportunity. Yeah, we'll see. So I don't think the Democrats have much to worry about because, as we all know, Republicans have a habit of seizing defeat from the jaws of victory. Every goddamn time the Republicans are in a position where the Democrats have fucked up so bad that all the Republicans have to do to win is just shut the fuck up. The Republicans look at that and go, hey, let's just start fucking up now before we win. I mean, we got this in the bag, right? And then they lose because they're fucking morons. So, see, at least I will give the Democrats credit. They're smart enough to not show their true colors until they win. So until the election is over, they will lie to your face. Oh, yeah, we're going to do this. Yeah, we stand for this. And as soon as the election's over, the mask comes off. Like, nope, gotcha. Now we're going to do the opposite of all the shit we promised. The Republicans are just as bad, except they're even stupider. The Republicans are so goddamn stupid, they don't even wait until the election is over to show their true colors. Like, they pretend to support freedom, and as soon as the polls are going in their favor, they throw that away. They actually, when we win, we're going to ban porn, we're going to ban this, we're going to censor that. Like, no, you idiots. You're supposed to say that after you win the election. But yeah, they're stupid. They're irredeemably stupid. The profile of the culture wars has risen to the point where cancel culture and racism are leading issues for Republicans and mid-ranking issues overall. 48% of current year -2 Trump voters selected cancel culture as a top 3 set of concerns from a list of 9. It does make sense, yes. The Republican independent mindset on woke cancel culture as part of the broader issue of the ongoing culture war plays out to a significant degree in the Virginia red wave of November of current year -1. Independents abandoned Democrats over indoctrinational issues like the implementation of racism. And thanks to Terry McAuliffe accusing critics of racism of being racists and also saying during a debate he didn't believe parents should have any input in public school curriculums. And then he had the gall to say, oh, yeah, they smeared me as being anti parents. Like, no, those were your own words, okay? And there's nothing to take out of context there. In the radical left's efforts to defund the police, we've also seen elements of cancel culture with politicians who reject efforts to reimagine policing being branded as racist who should be ousted from office. If you're still in that camp after all they've done, I'm just going to laugh as they eat you. In November of current -2, this backfired on House Democrats, where they lost 13 seats to Republicans, substantially narrowing House Speaker Skeletor's majority. Though over the last couple of years, we've seen more voters stand up in rejection of the cancel culture mentality, the issue still persists in our society at large. Because the silent majority are worthless. That's why. Yeah, what good are they when they're not going to help you? Yeah, it's likely to get worse as long as younger generations are conditioned to believe that fear of it is a justifiable tool to use so that leftists can avoid getting their feelings hurt from being exposed to differing viewpoints. I think, sadly, we might have to completely write off 1 or 2 generations as a loss and focus on fixing the one that comes after them. Now, the ones we write off as a loss, eventually, once they actually experience some hardship in their lives, they're probably going to come around. But that's the key. Like we have to let them experience hardship. We can't keep saving them. We can't keep bailing them out. We keep doing that. Like TFM says, whatever you subsidize, you get more of. So think about that.